Alchemist. Alchemist. Alchemist.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going over detailing your engine bay. I know that doesn't seem like very important to people, but I like to do it bi-weekly, monthly, really get down, dirty, and get everything pretty much clean, looking back to factory. A few reasons for this: you're getting rid of buildup, you're getting rid of grime, you can maybe see some mechanical failure, some oil leaks, things like that. Conditioning your hoses, moisturizing them so they're not breaking, and just all around feeling better about yourself with a clean engine bay. So let's go over a few things that you need or should have to clean your engine bay. First, I like to have 2 soaps. It's not necessary, but I'm going to explain to you why I have 2 soaps. So first one is Carb Pro D-Scale. pH is about 5.5, 6. That's a little acidic. That's going to break down your tar, your gunk, your oils, things like that. Kind of just scrub everything a little deeper than a traditional shampoo would. So with that, traditional shampoo, pH 7, I like to use this just to kind of slough everything off. So the first thing we're going to do is put that in a foam cannon, spray it all over, let it dwell. That's going to capture all of the debris, all the dirt, and just kind of take it out of there. So want to pre-rinse with that. I know it's kind of opposite thinking, but come in with descaler afterwards. You can use anything that's, I guess, acidic that you'd like to use, but that's just my choice. So next up is some tools. Back here I have wheel barrel brushes and microfiber cloths. You want to use chemical resistant little brush just to get into the nooks and crannies. You'll see how I do that. And then you can use a softer bristle brush that's larger for larger panels. I like to do the hood, really get in there, clean all that up. Next thing you're going to need or should have is some compressed air or a blower. So I have an Ego blower. That's just for my general detailing. And then I picked one of these off the TikTok shop. It's not that great, but it kind of does its job. So if you need something cheap, easy, I'd recommend Ego. If you're going to use it for the long term, get one of these or just your compressed air. It's totally fine to blow out all of the nooks and crannies and all of the standing water. I know we just cleaned everything and you don't really want water sitting everywhere. That way you can dress it. So when it comes to dressings, I prefer something water-based that way because it's all water in there. You don't want any silicone just being nasty in there. So anything water-based, this is something I've been working on, so I use that to research and do some R&D. And then this is another thing. It's by Nexet, gummy, flagged, stiffed, whatever that says. So I use this on all my weather stripping. So there's a few weather strippings in my engine bay. That way when it comes icy, we get bad weather in Ohio, this kind of moistens your weather stripping and nothing sticking. So I always use this on my door sills once or twice a winter, once in the summer, just to keep them conditioned. And after all that, if you have any questions, leave some comments, but we'll go to cleaning.
So we're going to be trying something new today. I'm actually doing a voice recorder over the video, so we're going to see how that goes. Bear with me, it's my first time doing it, and hopefully you stick around. So first thing you want to do is get the engine bay a little damp. That way you're not putting chemicals. My engine was a little hot since I had to move it around, so you don't want to be putting chemicals straight on a warm engine, things like that, or chemicals straight on something dry. You could stain it or, worse, ruin it. So this is just our pH neutral foam soap. We're gonna slather it on all over. Can't use too much of it, and then we're just gonna let it sit for a bit. After we let it sit for a bit, we're just gonna give it a good rinse. Don't need to get everything off. We're gonna still be adding more chemicals and soaps to the car, so just a good thorough rinse. Nothing final right now. Next we're going to come in and spray our degreaser all over. That's a basic pH. And then we're going to follow that up with our acid wash that I talked about. And we're going to let that dwell for a bit. Doesn't matter the order that you do, because we're neutralizing it in the end anyway. We're going to be giving it a very good rinse, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. Next, come in with your microfiber towel. Just wipe everything down. Make sure you're not missing any spots. And next is the barrel brush. This is where you stick it in things that you can't really reach. Should be a life lesson there. Don't look before you stick it in. Could loosen any sort of fitting, any connection, things like that. And then we're going to grab our detail brush to get in any of the nooks and crannies and anything you really can't reach with the other two, and just kind of mind what you're touching. You don't want to loosen anything, and be good to go after that. So keep working around, take your time, don't miss anything. Next, grab your soft bristle brush, the wider one, and just go around your hood, get into the access holes, things like that. That way we're just getting absolutely clean. A lot of people just don't really think about cleaning the top side of your hood, but that's where a lot of rust starts to happen, so make sure you get in there. So after that, we're going to give it a nice thorough rinse. I like to get into those access holes again, clean the carpet. That holds a lot of stuff, and just give it a good thorough rinse. Again, just give thorough rinse to all the engine bay. Don't leave the nozzle in one position, all the time. You're going to introduce some water into things that may not need water into them and run into issues. Another thing is to clean your cowl. That's actually where the air from your cabin gets introduced. So if your cabin's starting to stink, well, clean out the cowl. Again, we're just giving a nice little thorough rinsing, and after that you can turn your car on actually and dry it out that way, or we can bring in some of our blowers. And here's the Ego blower I was talking about. I think I got the 720. I'd like to upgrade to it, but this thing is a workhorse. Ceramic coated cars, it'll dry it off with ease, so just using it in the engine bay to dry everything off before we pull it in the garage and get to work. Now it's in the garage and all dry, we're going to add some protection to it. So here's why I'm using the water-based dressing. I would just stay away from silicone. You're going to have a bad day using that. So typically what I like to do, put it on a rag, get all the major spots, and just work it in, nourish the plastics because they could be dry. But do this every month, and you're going to have some really nice looking plastics underneath there. Then what I like to do is grab a brush and just get in the nooks and crannies that I can, that the microfiber won't get into. Dress everything you can. It's not going to hurt it. Clips, pieces of your intake bed, intake, everything like that, and it'll be good to go. I'm not worried about putting in places where I shouldn't be. Again, another life lesson. Don't do that. You can end up in some serious trouble. Next, I like to use a spray sealant or a wax. You can put either of one will work on your inside of the hood. Just give a good coating on that, and should be good for debris and water sticking to that, and maybe getting into nooks and crannies and starting some rusting that you really don't want. Next up is a product I cannot pronounce. It's made by Nexet. So what you're going to want to do is, if you ever used a Nomer's glue stick, just kind of prime it a few times and then work it onto all of your weather stripping. I got one right there. There's a few on top of my hood, and it'll go on kind of white, kind of weird. I don't really know how to describe it, but let it sit for about 5-10 minutes whenever you think it's good, and then I'd wipe it off, the excess off, with a microfiber towel. It should be good to go. Here's a little winter tip for the guys up north. RP 342 black protective wax coating. I like to spray it on battery leads and all my grounds. That way, not running anything weird in the winter. I know the engine bay is a little looked over when it comes to detailing, but follow these steps, add a little bit more maybe that applies to you, and you'll have the nicest engine bay on the block. Underneath the hood, protected. No worries about any rust forming this winter, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.